Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the inaugural episode of Fell Rob Conquers Scandinavia. Going to be doing a Crusader Kings 2 achievement run, Gotland and Norseast, where I start as the county of Gotland. And Fell Rob Conquers Scandinavia. Okay, got to mute that. We're starting as the County of Gotland in the early Middle Ages bookmark, the Charlemagne bookmark, the earliest one possible, 769 AD. We'll be trying to create the Empire of Scandinavia as a Norse character and become the King of Mongolia for the Northeast achievement. Those are two achievements I have yet to unlock. A little background on myself. I am an avid strategy gamer, RPGer. I've got quite a bit of time in CK2, a little more than I'm even willing to admit right now. And basically just wanted to kind of start streaming, maybe upload videos to YouTube for people like me who like to watch Let's Plays. I tend to speed it up at times. I'll pause when I'm trying to make a decision, then speed it up for sieges and such, where, there's no point in really just sitting around waiting. I picked this start date because Scandinavia is pretty broken apart into different counties. The 867 one's fun as well, but a lot of the area, like here and here, they're all unified. So granted, it'd probably be harder to play as Gotland there, but I just find this more interesting because you get sometimes some of the smaller players get bigger and become regional powers. So let's go ahead, pick the island of Gotland. We'll be starting as Porfin of Gotland of the House Goot. Probably going to be renaming him. I don't know about Porfin. Yeah, we'll pick something a little better. But there we go, January 1st, 769. Let's hit play. Enable Iron Man. And I'm just going to go through the rules a little bit to my normal default settings, what I like to play with. Your mileage may vary with certain things, but the Black Plague, Bubonic Plague, I like to leave it either on historical or starting 200 years after the game started. I'm going to leave it on historical here because that tends to be pretty brutal on the map, killing off a vast majority of characters. And chances are I should get these achievements before it even becomes a problem. Minor epidemics, like syphilis or whatever, consumption, things like that. I'll just leave it at default. Mongol invasion. We're going to put the Mongol invasion, I leave it at random, because normally they'll come around 12:10, 12:20. I like to keep it random, especially for this playthrough, because they could be invading right when I'm starting to move towards Mongolia, which would make for an even more interesting playthrough. The Aztec invasion. Sometimes I turn it off, sometimes I leave it on. I'm going to leave it on the 13th century here. Like I said, I don't think this playthrough will go that far. I highly doubt it. I'm either going to lose much earlier or I'll have achieved them by then. So we'll just leave it as is. Monks and Mystics, the latest expansion. Devil Worshippers we'll leave on the default. And Secret Religious Cults we'll leave as default. That's something that was added in as part of the latest patch, which is kind of what I was waiting to start streaming for. We'll see how that plays out. Turkic Conquerors, Sabutijin, Seljuk, and Timur. We're going to leave it at random so they can appear whenever. Just makes it a little bit more fun. Timur, for example, comes late in the 1300s, which, in most games, the game's pretty much over for the player by that point, unless you're starting at a later start date. Non-epidemic diseases, we'll leave it at default. Pneumonia, cancer, and such. Shadow Retreat, I take it off, it's something that sees play in EU4. It tends to just make battles kind of ridiculous here. A lot of people turn it off. I do, Do what you like, obviously. It doesn't matter for Iron Man. Defensive packs, we'll leave that on. If you start conquering a bit too much, you get threat from neighboring countries, and they're allowed to kind of join a coalition against you. Again, something from EU4 that they ported over to CK2. Gender equality, default. Supernatural events, we'll leave those on. Those are fun. Dynamic de jure drift. We'll leave that at default. De jure assimilation taking 100 years. Yeah, it's fine. De jure requirement. Titles with de jure land will be kept regardless of the circumstances. I like to put this at required because let's say, for example, you're the king of England, but you don't actually own anything in England. I don't think you deserve to call yourself king. So if that's the case here, you have a title that you don't actually own land there, it will get taken away from you after a certain amount of time. I think that's just realistic. Nomad stability, unstable, leave that. Culture conversion default, religion conversion default, that's fine. If we happen to reform the Norse religion, which I probably end up doing, that makes it even more likely to, want to reform the religion because the default conversion speed for unreformed religions is horrible. Rating, we'll leave it historical. Adventurers, normal. It's fine. I love those adventurers. Interfaith marriages, we'll leave it restricted because if you unrestrict it, then you can't do Iron Man. Matrilineal marriages, yep, we'll leave those on for sure. In case we only get daughters, we want to keep the bloodlines pure. Custom realms, leave them on. Charlemagne story events, doesn't really matter for us, but we'll leave them on. Vassal republics, restricted. Gotta leave those two restricted. Vassal republics and theocracies, otherwise can't do Iron Man. Invitation to court, diplomatic range, leave that on. Offensive attrition, pagan reformation, definitely want that allowed. Regencies, gotta love those. Assassination plots only. Way of life, leave those. Titles named after dynasties, yeah. So like in the Arabian Empire, will be called the Abbasids as opposed to just the generic Arabian Empire. I kind of like that because it lets you know when a new family's taken over. Cultural title names. Sometimes I like that where you get Svishbad instead of Sweden. I'm going to take it off though, just because sometimes it gets a little confusing what exactly you're the king of, especially if you're new to the game or you don't play in this area very often. So you just get the English names for that. You get Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Domain size, leave it default. Vassal limit, yep. And grant independence restrict. Sure thing. All right, let's start it up. Iron Man GotLand. Start Iron Man. Okay. Just flick through this really quick. CrusaderKings2, you play a succession of medieval rulers from a single dynasty. There is no set goal, but the world is filled with ambitious rivals. Secure more land to increase your power and protect your family. Family first, gang. Can't hold infinite amounts of land yourself. You've got to give land away to your vassals. You got to keep them happy because they will revolt. The game default ends in 1452, preceding the historical fall of Constantinople, which is where the medieval age is, by historians anyway, noted to have ended. You want to secure an heir, sure, got to have kids, keep the bloodlines going, otherwise you get a game over. You can pause whenever you like, either by hitting up here or the space bar. You can also speed up the game using the plus or minus keys here. We're playing as a Norse Germanic chief, so the Norse is our culture. We can raid overseas with ships. That means that we can put our armies to raid mode, go far away, land them on a shore, attack, sack a place, get money, get back on our ships, and bring it back home. We can raid infidel neighbors for loot, infidel meaning people who are a different religion. We are tribal, which means that we have tribal holdings. We don't have castles. We have, tents, if you want to call them that. You can build temples, tribal, and fort holdings. You use prestige for a lot of things, not just to build up your counties or your holdings. You can also use them to get free armies from the intrigue screen. We don't get tax from our vassals, so the only way for us really to get money is to take them off other people. Take it off other people. Let's see. Basically, our religion is the ancient Norse one, where if you guys are familiar with the films Thor or the show Vikings, where you've got Odin, also known as Wodan here, Thor, Loki, Freya. They basically follow that religion. You can run your ships through the rivers on the map, which is something that other cultures cannot do. So you can kind of cut through all the way down to the Black Sea next to Byzantium, right through the continent, instead of going all the long way around, which is a nice bonus. You can have concubines, up to 3 of them. So if you're running short on kids, or you're just feeling in the mood for a little sticky icky, you can use that. And we're gonna have crappy tech to start. That's fine. Whatever. People who try to attack us. This is important right here, because if you're a Catholic, let's say France or something, and you're trying to attack a pagan, there's a very low supply limit in these counties because they're not developed. You got to figure there's not many farms or industry or anything there. So when they try to come in, they can only bring in maybe 800, maybe 1,000 troops. Anything more than that, they start taking horrible attrition. So that helps to defend you from these really powerful feudal states that normally have much better troops and much more troops. But now they try to attack you, they're going to really get cut down to size. That lasts for quite a while until they get certain technologies up. In that case, I believe it's military, one of the military technologies. We can't do holy wars, but we can do conquest, so that's fine. And women can hold spy master positions. Okay, there we go. Now, what I like to do at the beginning of each game is just kind of go through these notifications on top to, kind of get them off, because they're A, they're annoying, and B, they're telling you things that you really should be doing. But first, look at us. We have no wife. We're 38 years old. Let's see here. Go to the barber. Nah, really, that's a manly looking facial hair right there. Our son, Oder, Porfin's son. We'll leave those names as is for now. Our son is being educated by me. My stats are absolutely horrible. Let's see if we can get him somebody who's a little bit better. We'll go by stewardship first. This guy's kind of mediocre. He's the same. Oh, it's a she, Cirrus. She appears to be the best of a bad bunch, but we're gonna wait a second on that. We are unmarried, so we'll take a look. My Cirrus, the same girl, is available for marriage. But what we are going to do is take a look at our neighbors, see if anybody's got a daughter, just to maybe make a little cheap alliance to start with. Anybody near us? Nah. Doesn't appear so. It's pretty early in the game, so not a lot of people have daughters. Is that a girl? No, that's a guy. Okay. This Jalen will be good. No daughters? Nope. Son. Nothing. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to find characters. We're going to use that tool. It's on the bottom right over here. And we're going to look around for anybody who is available to marry. Set all your filters for optimum finding ability here. Any, it's fine. Diplo range, yes. Join court. My religion group, sure. Yeah. Any culture, adult, any. Yeah, I mean, if they're young, whatever, we'll see how old they are, but great house, doesn't matter. Okay. We'll see who's got decent stats here. If you look at our domains, we've got 1 out of 4. So we can hold 4 counties. We only got 1 at the moment. But if you get a wife with high stewardship, she will add to that. And you can do like I'm doing here to just kind of divide them up by the best stats. You can even type in here, look for a genius, which would be good because she has a chance to give you genius son. But we will see. She won't join an invitation to our court, but she might take a marriage because it's not really up to her. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll try her. See if she wants to get married. Nope. Okay. It's a different religion. They won't take offers from infidels, so what we will do is just my religion, where you won't run into that problem. Okay. Gila over here, she's a spy master. She's unmarried. Very good stats. 19 stewardship. Let's go for her. Could go for her, or quick is another excellent trait that can get bred into your children. And you know what? I'm going to go for that because she's only 16. You know. Let's see. Going to lose 100 prestige from that, which is not good for a Viking. That's okay. Let's stick that in. So we can ignore the ruler and married for now. Pick an ambition. If you look at our de jure kingdoms, we're part of de jure Sweden. Now, if we take the ambition, become king of Sweden. If you read it, it says, Porfin wants to become king of Sweden. If pagan, it allows him the unlimited use of the subjugation casus belli. That means anywhere in Sweden, if I pick this ambition, I can use the subjugate casus belli to attack everybody there. No problem. Without wasting my once-in-a-lifetime subjugation otherwise. So I can save that once-in-a-lifetime subjugation for somebody a little bigger. Like if I get bigger, maybe I'd want to waste it on Sjalin. Take all this in one fell swoop. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take that. I mean, the other options are, nothing's that bad, but we've got a kid already. We don't need groom and heir, build a war chest, whatever. We want this. Become king of Sweden. And just kind of repeats it again. Okay. All right. Pick a character focus. Our stats, like I said, are pretty horrible. Marshal's nice to have because it'll raise the amount of troops that you're able to raise. Mine is so bad, though, I don't know that adding 3 from, like, war would really help all that much. What I will do is business. It'll give me 2 stewardship. It'll give me 20 opinion with any city vassals, which I don't have any right now. But what it'll also do is it gives you some events to, like, create a trade route, or events where you can invest money and get money, more money back. So we're going to try for that. There's also events there that give you stress and could kill you young, but I already have a son, so I got a little bit of leeway there. So we'll go ahead and do that. Special minor title, designated region. This is basically, if I died right now, who's going to be the regent for my son? Now, what you want is you're going to want someone who is got a pretty good stewardship, because when they're in control of the regency, your domain size over here is dependent on their stewardship. So if you've got somebody with a 1 stewardship here, they might only be 1 out of 1, and you're over here rocking 6 counties because your dad had 18 stewardship. Now you're going to be 5 over the limit, and you're going to run into some problems. So just pick the highest stewardship person, assuming, as long as they don't hate you. He is my steward, so that's fine. I can look at commanders. Oh my gosh. A commander with 2 marshals. Yeah, probably not. We're going to get rid of him. I don't even want this guy with 8, to be honest. So we'll deal with that in a second. My son's childhood focus. We're going to have him focus on something martial. So it's going to be one of the red ones. Do struggle, because life's a struggle. It's an everyday struggle, like Biggie said. Okay. And intrigue, promote commander. Using this decision on the intrigue channel, a menu, you'd have to have 25 prestige, but you can get a random commander, which is only 1 gold and 25 prestige, which unfortunately we're going to be the negative after that marriage. And sometimes you can get really good marshals with excellent abilities. You can see some of the decisions here that are available. Invite noble to court. That'll give somebody, basically a noble with decent stewardship, to come and join. And Holy man's for a priest, someone with a higher theology. Some of these hold a great blot together with their vassals and offer sacrifice to the gods for good harvests and success in the battlefield. This can only be done every 9th year. That's pretty cool if you've got prisoners, because you can sometimes sacrifice them. Give them the blood eagle, like if you watch the show Vikings, they did once. Raise tribal armor. This is a big one right here. I can summon an army of true and steadfast Norse warriors to fight in the war. They will surely come, as my prestige and influence in these lands are great. But once peace ensues, they will return to their homes. They fight mainly for honor, but I will need to pay for their food and other provisions. This allows you to raise an army of 2,500 light infantry troops for the cost of 500 prestige. So this is a big one. If you can, conquer or manage to get 500 prestige, it'll raise my troop count from this paltry 500 to 3,000 for the duration of the war. And what I can do is, once I've got that war won, but before I end it, I can start another war, and those troops won't disappear. If you do end your war, those 2,500 troops will disappear. So you kind of want to, once you start going to war, you want to really, get on a roll there. Okay, you want to go downhill with it. Just keep going. Don't stop until you've got everything you need, or you run out of money, because you still have to pay those guys. You don't have to pay to hire them, but you have to pay their upkeep. And as you can see, we're making less money than I do in real life right now, which is bad, in other words. And also, you've got this click to choose a plot button. Right now, it's just showing killing random people for no reason, but that's fine. Sometimes you get interesting things there, and all the decisions that we were just going through. Factions, nothing right now. We're too small for that. This is the religion screen. See, our moral authority is 40, and it tells you why. 4 of our holy sites are controlled by our religion. One of them's not, Poland. And we're going to be able to, this is the modifier because of our religion. Our religion right now gives us plus 30% levy size, excellent, and plus retinue size, which doesn't matter to us right now, and it's not going to matter for quite a while, but plus 50%. That's not negligible. That's excellent, actually. And then this button right here will allow us to reform the Germanic faith or Norse faith. We've got to have it 50%. We've got to have at least 3 of those sites, preferably all 5, at least 750 piety. And we can click that button, reform the religion, and it becomes more like Christianity or Islam, where there's one, clear head of the church. In this case, it would be us, and it just becomes more reformed. They start writing, they get like their version of the Bible, that type of thing. Just gets really organized as opposed to the tribal religion that it is now. Secret society is something that was added in the last expansion, Monks and Mystics. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'm not going to jump into that right away because I don't want to get too cute right now, because we're pretty weak and we want to kind of get going. But the one available to us right now will be the Fellowship of Hell, which is basically the Norse version of the Devil Worshippers. The Fellowship of Hell are a secret society devoted to the study of dark sorcery and the veneration of the Hel, the giantess ruler of Helheim. Members believe in the power of destruction and will attempt to use dark magic to sate their greed and thirst for death. At Ragnarok, they hope to join the forces of Hel and Loki in the fight against the other gods. That'd be cool to join a little later on. Let's see here. Thanks for the follow, Drucifer. Much appreciated, my friend. We got 500 troops. This is our tech tree. It's horrible right now because we're filthy barbarians. That's fine. That comes later on. Our laws, which can be important, county laws right now. Our inheritance is agnatic, elective, gavelkind. This is always a problem for pagans. Gavelkind means that everything that you own gets divided up in between all your children or your heirs upon death. Agnatic means it's male only. And then elective means that your vassals are allowed to choose, who your heirs are, who then get to split everything that you own. So this is the worst inheritance system. Now, I've only got one son, he's my only heir, that's great. But if I had like 4 sons, or 4 sons and 2 brothers and a bunch of vassals, they could really screw up, you know, my inheritance. So that's something we're going to want to at least get it to regular gavel kind so it stays to my children. You know, we'll try to work on that as soon as possible. And as you can see here, the question mark that's blurred out, it tells you what you need to actually switch it to regular gavel kind. So basically, got to reign for at least 10 years and not have tribal government, I guess, or not be unreformed. That's kind of horrible, actually. It feels like it got changed, but we'll figure it out, whatever. Nothing else, we just go to war. That fixes every problem. The realm laws that we're able to do right now, status of women, let's keep it traditional. Revoke titles, this is a big one right here. You want to move it at least to allowed, because if some of your scumbag vassals start screwing with you, you want to be able to take their titles away. Religious is where you're allowed to take it freely away from people of a different religion. That's something for later on as well. Not a big deal right now because everybody around us is pretty much our religion. Administration, not a big deal right now. Later on it will be, but we're going to need at least legalism level 3 just to get to late. That'll be a while. That'll probably be towards the end of the playthrough that we get to that. Obligations. Basically, there's a scale here from tax to levy. So, you know, the different groups that you rule over, you can decide how you want them to lean. You know, you want your nobles to pay more taxes, then you click here. You know, they'll be paying more taxes, but they're giving you less troops. So from 40% minimum levy to 30%, but the taxes go up by 5%. Same thing for cities, church, and your tribal vassals. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is right now, because since we are tribal, basically we're just calling in our vassals to be allies with us in war, so we're not really getting a levy out of them anyway. Plus, I don't want to waste my only law change right now. It doesn't matter. And council laws, we got to increase tribal organization in order to unlock those. I believe to unlock tribal organization, we're going to have to increase tribal obligation. Get bigger. I think that comes up when you're either a duchy or a king. I think it's duchy, but we'll get to that. And finally, we'll go to, we gotta wait for a commander. Make this guy, he's our steward. We'll just leave it blank for now. We'll look at my council. Got 2 people who are pragmatists. 1 glory hound, 1 zealot, and 1 malcontent. Of course, my steward. Of course, my regent. He's not happy. What an ungrateful little you know what. Okay. Now we're looking at our counselors. Nobody dislikes us. Could use a little more opinion on that spy master. Don't trust him. Give him an honorary title. We'll make him a herdman. The herdmen are seen as the ruler's trusted companions in arms, and the holders of this title command a great deal of respect. Nah, we'll just give him law speaker. 10 opinion. That works. Okay. Cirrus, I almost was going to marry you. What we're going to have them doing is, these leftmost commands are new to the latest expansion. And there's something that, they're all pretty useful, but there's something that you don't have to direct your counselor to be somewhere in a specific county or whatever to have them doing. So for instance, this chancellor here, you can have him perform statecraft. So he's, you know, trying to improve relations with random vassals, rulers, my liege, lower threat. He's just doing all that, you know, kind of at once. Whereas if you wanted to fabricate claims, where you want to get a casus belli or a reason, you know, viable reason to attack someone, you'd pick this and you'd put him in a specific county. So dissent or improve diplomatic relations. What I'm going to do with him is I'm here. Actually, I want to see. If you go to the diplomatic relations screen, click on yourself. Anybody who's yellow, you can attack. As you can see, the world is my oyster. But that means a lot of these guys can also attack me. So we're going to take a look around, see who's strong. Look at their troop counts right here. Army levies, 1.79k. He's got almost 1,800 troops. That's over triple my strength. Don't want him getting mad. He's actually, in game, the father of Ragnar Sigurdsson, who's Ragnar Lothbrok from the show Vikings. He'd be a nice guy to make friendly. This guy here has got 1k. He's right next to me, but he's probably one of my most natural victims. Although I really have no chance of attacking him right now. Might be able to pick something off if he gets attacked from somebody else, but we'll see about that. I'm actually very weak. This is pretty funny. Petty Kingdom of Upland. Who's this guy? Oh, he's part of King Sigurd up here. Okay. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to send our Chancellor, prove relations with Sigurd. This little symbol right here, that denotes their capital. Chances are that's where he's going to be at. So we put our Chancellor there. He's got that really cool mink jacket. Our Marshal, we could have him organize the army, where he has a chance to give our commanders really cool combat skills. Or, and also reduces maintenance costs for retinues. That doesn't really matter for us. He can also find a commander. That's a 4.5% chance yearly. That'd be good right now. It'd save me some prestige. However, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Here's two good choices. You got trained troops, so you get 25% more levies in your county, or you can have them organize a raid where you get a 6% chance a year to get a few hundred troops, or it depends on your size. How many troops you can get, and you can use them to raid. They're free troops, basically. But that's only 6% chance. The levy size thing is automatic, so we're going to go ahead and do that right in GotLand. Have them raise our levies. It goes from 5 to 600, whatever. Should go a little bit higher, according to that math, but whatever. Our steward, settled tribe. Oversee construction, we're not building anything. Build legend, that's a possibility. Administer realm. You can use this to increase prosperity in your counties, which is something that was added in the latest expansion, I believe, where it'll increase your income. What I'd rather have him do here is build legend, especially for a Viking character. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want prestige. So if you have him building legend here, and I believe it's based on his stewardship skill. So I'm getting 1.2. He's got 12 stewardship. If I had a better steward, I could get more prestige. But I definitely want him doing that because I want to get. I'm going to be negative after that marriage that I did, and I'm going to want to get prestige as quickly as possible so I can hit that magic 500 number. All right, so we're going to build legend in GotLand. Spy Master is pretty atrocious. I don't have much choice here. What I can do is quickly find characters. Yeah, we'll find characters. Men, in prison, no. Married, it doesn't really matter. Ruler, no. Diplomat, yes. Join court, yes. My religion, any culture, adult, any. Wow, this is the only guy who would join. Only male of any of my religion who would join. Right, he's not bad though. He's actually got better diplomacy and better intrigue than my spy master. So why don't you come on down, stop him by, hop a carpet and fly. We'll do that. We'll have the current spy master just. Maybe study tech. We'll go to Gay Paris. Study some tech. And let's see here. Cirrus. She could hunt down heretics. Don't really care about that right now. Proselytize. Don't really care about converting religion. Improve religious relations. Nah, not a big deal. And build zeal, where we actually get some troops there for religious wars, which could help against people from a different religion. These folks over here are a different religion. They're all Sumo Monesco, which I could use these troops for. 8% chance yearly. I also get extra piety a month, which is also helpful. So we'll just have her doing that. That's the council all set. So commanders. Boom, boom. So like I said, the beginning of the games usually takes time to set it up the way that you want. But once you get rolling, you know, it's not so bad. Not so bad at all. We're gonna, like I said, we'll skip that for now. We could create the Duchy of Visby right now. Titular duchy. Titular meaning they don't have any de jure vassals. It would be good for me because I could then have count vassals as opposed to right now I can only conquer counties. But we would need 398 gold, and that's because of titular. It's more expensive. With 40 gold and an income of 0.13, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And we're unmarried, so as you can see, I have to pop up here. It's just showing my domain, what's under my direct control. It shows me GotLand, which is giving me 1.5 gold a year, which is absolutely pathetic, and how many troops I have. So, gonna unpause until we get our marriage here, and then see what we do. Speed it up a little bit. Okay, this guy joined my court. Excellent. I might even make him Chancellor, to be honest. See, I can make this guy my Spy Master because he's got 11. This guy's just horrible, horrible Spy Master. So, what we're going to do, this is a new command as well, change council position. So we're going to, I think he's better suited for another job. We're going to exchange his job for another one. Do it. And we're going to make him, no? Yep, I have something else in mind. Not my Martial Art Master, I want to be my Spy Master. Boom, he should be my Spy Master. And then it's going to make this guy my Chancellor. But I'm actually going to kick him right off of there. We got married. 13 prestige or 10 gold. I mean, we're going to go for the gold right now. Yeah, they're both pitiful, but it's fine. We're married. Pausing. Press spacebar to pause. This guy has 1 diplomacy. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But the guy who just joined us, Snorri, he's going to be our new diplomat. Improving relations with Sigurd Ring and the petty king of Upland. He's very threatening. Idle council members. We're going to put our Spy Master. And we're going to, again, study tech in Paris. Here. And we got another notification here. Hold a great blot. That's the one I was telling you about before. Hold a great blot together with your vassals and offer sacrifice to the gods for good harvest and success in the battlefield. Basically, we can do it's like a religious festival. I'm not going to do it though because it's 50 gold and that's exactly what I have. So we're just going to skip that for now. Incidentally, if you guys want to get rid of these notifications, you can left click here or right click here and then click yes, dismiss for now. But we're going to leave it alone. There we go. Right click it again to get rid of that. And just going to kind of wait and see what happens. Normally I like to get concubines to have multiple sons, and I wouldn't mind getting an extra. Because if you look at your dynasty here, there's only me and my son. So if he got sick and died and I died right after, I'd get a nice game over, which would be amusing for you guys, but not quite so much for me. So, I'm going to see which concubines we can take here. Our Cirrus, or my priestess, whatever, can take her. Or we could find characters, look for women who are not married, not a ruler, diplomat, yes. my religion, let's say, and see if they want to become a concubine. She would. She's got great stats. So I'm going to go ahead, make her my concubine. Make her part of the Fel Rob harem. And who else? We'll take a quick look for genetic traits. Genius? Nope. Anybody quick? Nope. Anybody attractive? No, of course not. All of Sweden and Norway, there's no attractive women. Am I right? Strong? No. No strong women back in the 700s. It's alright. We'll take somebody with decent stats otherwise. Actually, you know what? We'll do lustful. That way we could... lustful is a trait, as you know what lustful means in real life, but it actually adds 20% fertility, which is good for if you want to have kids. We'll take somebody with lustful, which is good. The girl we just asked to become our concubine is lustful. We'll get one more. I'll be honest, some of these chicks are not that attractive, but I like the double chin on this one. Big turn on. Oh yeah. Hasala. Got a hasala that. All up. Alright. Now, let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I think we're good on pause. Check our troop count again. 5, 4. That troop count will go up over time. It's just catching up to the new max. This guy let her become my concubine. Thank you very much. And there's some war going on. Upland is attacking King Hjorvardr of Ostrogothia, which is this guy right here, that beautiful purple. And the Uplander East Gedish subjugation war. That's a war where if he wins, he takes over everything the petty king of Ostrogothia owns. That will make the threatening Sigurd twice as threatening because it'll double his size. Very scary for me. Worst case scenario, if I have to, I'll swear fealty to him and bend the knee. I don't really want to do that, but it's better than, you know, getting a game over, like I said. But we'll see what happens there. Hopefully Ostrogothia can fight him off and I can swoop in like the vulture I am and take him. Make tributary. This is a cast a spell. If you right click on a character, a character to click declare war, you can see if you're able to declare war on them and for what. Subjugation is the one where you're allowed to, generally once in your lifetime, unless you have that ambition that I picked before for a particular kingdom, you can take everything that they own all in one shot. So we could do this on Westrogothia. I don't think we could do it on Ostrogothia because he's currently defending against a subjugation war. But, you know, Westrogothia, 677 troops. It's actually not bad, but you know. Oop, there we go. Thank you for the donation. Who's that? Call me happy. Thank you, buddy. Don't worry about it, Hap. We will have a character named after you very soon. I haven't had any kids yet, buddy. You know, I gotta start pumping them out. That's why I'm making concubines. Incidentally, heck, if you can, toss me a message on Steam. Let me know if you know how the sound is and if you guys are chatting, because I don't see anything coming up on chat over here, but that's getting a little spin all the time. So, thanks for the follow, Hasgrim. Much appreciated. Better late than never, am I right? Okay, let's see. Matter of Gotland. Okay, so going to unpause. Another concubine. Thank you very much. Normally I blast it at 5 speed, guys, but I'm slowing it down a little bit. A, to explain, and B, you know, it's my first time streaming, first time making any video or anything, so trying to stay abreast of events. You see England broken up into several different kingdoms. I remember some of the names from Vikings. Northumberland, Mercia, Wessex. Let's see what's going on here. Ostrogothia. Big army. Big army. If you can see right here, and this is what's interesting about pagans, especially Norse pagans. You know, he's calling his vassals into war. So he's got 1,000 troops of his own. But, yep. Okay. He's got 1,000 troops of his own, but he's calling in his vassal, Varund, right here, who's a count, who's also giving him an additional 480. So, just by looking at their strength on this screen here, army levels, that doesn't tell the whole story when it comes to pagans. You know, you've got what you really want to do is go to their realm tree, look at their vassals, whoever he's got, you know, expand collapse for vassals. Look at this guy's levies. As you can see there, his current levy's 480. That's what that guy can throw up to his liege to help him defend in wars. So that's something you want to look at. You know, I'm sure Upland was aware of that because the AI is aware of everything. And as you can see, he's got 1.8 on his own. And you look at his vassals, he's got substantially more available from his vassals. So he'll still win that war, most likely. But, you know, it's going to cost him more than if he just had 1,500. But, anyhow, what I'm going to do right there, guys, is I'm going to keep streaming, but I'm going to end my episode right there. So give me just a sec to pause the recording, and then I'll start it right up and continue.